Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Second video today, we are going on to the ladder with Vegeta. We have had two back-to-back horrific matches where we've been hit with the DC error. And we were at 10 points after the Trunks game and we're now back to 50 because we've lost games that we never actually lost, which is unfortunate. Yeah, one was against Gohan, another was against the U7. The U7 game was a weird one. I think the Gohan one was winnable for sure. The U7 one was in a bit of a strange place at the time of the disconnect problem. There was still definitely a chance we could have won in our next turn, but we had to survive the turn we were in. But it's really starting to bug me, this error. I was honestly saying, because I recorded both the games, but I'm just not going to upload them because it's just you're probably not going to learn anything from it. But what I was saying though was that the like I've actually been quite lucky where I haven't faced the error a lot, and then I got it in back-to-back matches. Yeah, it just sucks, and so does this hand. So we will change that. It's just not. It's really killing their game, and it's kind of unfortunate because I love this game and I love the client. It runs so well, but this whole, like, for some reason the turn timer just stops whenever there's a disconnect. Like I can't tell if it's a rage quit or if it's a disconnect or what, but this turn time needs to just keep going. Like, if your opponent's not there, they're not there. Let the turn timer go down, give them the time to reconnect, but don't just stop it entirely. Honestly, it's really, really frustrating that that's how we're losing games. And what I don't get is I'm always there as well. That's the other big thing for me, is I'm always there. I was just sitting playing a game on my phone, just sitting waiting on it, and then all of a sudden it pops up, game victory, and then you hit OK, and then when you get to the screen where it shows you your rank, it said defeat, and then we lose rank points. I'm like, I just don't get it. It's really, really frustrating. I don't mind losing when the player just beats me. Like, I always learn things from those games, but that felt like it was just a waste of 15 minutes on both games, which is never good. But I'm hoping it hasn't happened too much to you guys. It's just, it's one of those things. I mean, I'm sure we spoke about it in the podcast a little bit as well when we were on the Scrubs Games channel, and the disconnect is just ripping the life out of the game for a lot of people, and I can't blame them. I really can't. Of course, we'll take this. Yeah, that's fine. Try to think what we're going to do next turn, energy-wise. I don't particularly want to attack his leader, just because he will go to 5 off of this, and the likelihood of him letting this die is very minimal. So I'm trying to think what we do to try and stop this here. I think we just charge one of these, we've got too many. See, it's just a 10k and he's out, and then our turn's over. I don't like that. Let me do the math here. So we're at 9. When we play him, we go 8. We take the life, we go back to 9. Yeah. We're going to throw a 10k on it. We'll just try and get something out of hand. Because we're probably just going to play this, and then we'll swing for 30 at it. We'll just see if he lets it die first. We'll see what his plan is. And again, if we play this and he drops a 10k and this, we're fine. Again, we keep the advantage in hand. We just leave it at 30. There's no reason to go any higher. Okay, so it dies. And then we just pass. Frieza's just one of those leaders where we need to be careful about their awaken. Obviously, as soon as he hits 4, it's just constant pressure that we might struggle with. He does run the Ginyu package from what we can see here, so you know we have to be careful about how wide he's going to go. Of course we take. Because what we had to think of there was that if we had attacked his leader at any stage, he'd be at 5. If this had still survived, he would self-awaken. Even if we didn't manage to clear that, he could attack, awake or self-awaken, and then maybe Raccoon to self-awaken again. So we just have to be careful, and you have to really think about it when you're going through those playlines. Charge-wise... Yeah, I think we'll just charge this. We're gonna unfortunately have to awaken him, I think. Well, maybe not. Probably play this, take the life, and then just pass rather than attacking. Let's see if he has a self-awakener, which he probably will. But we're not going to get the buff off of this anyway. So I don't know if there's really any point. I'm trying to think what he could have, right? So if he Raccoons into Ginyu, we could potentially just fill the board a little bit here. Yeah, we will. We'll tap 1, we'll play that, and then we just pass. We're in no hurry to awaken him. We force him to commit to a Raccoon or into any sort of self-awakener, which is also good for us. And if he has the Raccoon and Ginyu, fair enough. But if he doesn't, then he can't just do the tap 2 self-awaken, then he doesn't have the energy left for the Raccoon. I'm going to assume he has another Ginyu at least, because he has charged 1. So to me it tells me he's definitely got 1 in hand. Okay, that's kind of annoying. It's been a while since I've seen anybody run this card, honestly. Okay, Gildo will lock this down. So maybe he didn't have a Ginyu then. I'm surprised he charged the Ginyu. Gildo's a card that I honestly think is a bit underrated. I know that he just switches to res, but he's a 10k combo, and you can lock your opponent's cards down pretty efficiently. And obviously there's no limit, you know, it's not like 5 or less or 4 or less, it's just literally choose any of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and they can't switch to active. And when I'm playing yellow into like green, I love that effect, because we never even have to deal with the Broly. We never have to deal with androids, we don't have to deal with secret rares, anything that's already in rest mode we do not ever have to deal with, because I will just keep it on permanent lockdown. So I think this card's quite underrated. I don't know how playable it is in the sense of the competitive environment, but for sure it's a good card. I think we're just going to let this die because we want him to swing it face here. And if we combo 1, he's just going to keep swinging here. Like, it's going to cost us at bare minimum 2 cards from hand to protect this across the 2 attacks, so it's not worth it. Okay, so he's just passing. Charge-wise, yeah, I think we just do one of these. So we're at 8. We can self-awaken. Yeah, I think we do this. Okay, I'm tempted not to send the Raccoon back, but I'm tempted to send the Guldo back. Got a difficult decision here. Either way, I think we're doing this. Let's send the Guldo back. The Raccoon I'm not so fussed about. I don't mind him having an attacker. I don't want this on board to keep locking my battle cards. Although that means, yeah, and Raccoon allows him the ability to just free play something again, so we're just going to leave it as is. We're going to swing with this Trunks first, just because we'll lose the 7 card advantage of the plus 10k. So it makes more sense just to attack with this first. Force them off the board, we're fine with that. And then what we're going to do is before we swing with Goten, we're going to awaken, because the awaken will put us at 8. And then we're probably going to have to combo something, like probably just this from hand. Or even just this again. It's just we need to stay at that 7 so that we can get the leader effect, and then when we draw for the swing, we get back up to 8. So we're just going to flip now. And then we'll attack, we'll probably just combo the Zamasus, nothing else really for it. And then we'll just leave that at 25. He combos a 10. We know that this isn't going to deal damage, by the way. This is just to chip his hand down and to give us our ability to just do this. And then he'll probably draw out a super combo here, I'd imagine. Or he just takes, so that's fine. And then we can just pass. We have a solid board. He's going to have to dedicate an entire turn to clearing this. We have ways to protect. I mean, these 3 here are just dead for this turn pretty much, but we can protect some of the board, if not all of it. So we just have to be careful. We don't want to keep defending the board if it's going to cost us too much. So it purely depends on what he plays in this turn. You know, if he goes straight into the 5-drop, for example, we'll just keep that for defending our life. What I would imagine, if he is smart, if he plays this 5-drop, his best bet would be to probably kill this or rest this and then just clear the board somewhat, but he has to be aware of this card because any 5-drop we can just return to hand. So if he clears board with it, and then we can just, obviously he doesn't know that we don't have one, but if we had another one, we could just re-establish this and send that back to hand, and then, you know, he's back to square one again. So he's just got to be very careful. I'm not a fan of this card. I have seen lists with this in there, but for 2 energy, I mean, I know that he can untap himself, but he's a 15k as well. I don't really get it, to be honest. So what do we have in drop here? Okay, so we're gonna give him this. It enables us to grab at least something back with Pilaf, although we now have Final Hope Slash, so we can also do that. I think we just let this one die. We don't, again, we're going to end up tearing through our hand here to protect this board. So he does 5-drop. He's having a serious think about combo power here, and it makes sense, to be honest. That 10k is kind of infuriating, but it's alright, we can still get out of it. Let's super, and then we'll throw 10. So he's 45 and we are now 50. Let's do the math. So this is the issue, is that we're going to struggle to clear this board. We don't have another Trunks, unfortunately. We haven't charged one either, so we've just been quite unlucky and we've only saw one so far this game. We are going to charge this. We'll do the lead skill. We'll attack, we'll see what we draw. Gallic Gun. I think that's fine. What we could even do potentially in the next turn is we could bait out a game-winning scenario for him where essentially we have all this open energy, but we can use these 3 defensively and draw 3, and then we have a super, we still have a Pilaf. There's potential for us to go down to 2 life and then see if he all-ins with this card. Now the problem is Supernova, so we have to be very aware of Supernova as well. We haven't seen any, and I don't know how many he runs. I'd imagine he will run some though. So we could Final Hope Slash and then Pilaf Final Hope Slash as well, but we're going to end up losing a 10k combo here. And that's the bit I don't like. Our hand is absolute trash. Like, we have nothing valuable here. We might just have to skip, you know. The only card realistically that we could add back is this. We could add back this for a draw, but I just don't want to. This for a +10. This could stay on the board potentially, unless he can rest it. So we could swing Final Hope and then also do that, but we're just going to lose this. It's a tough one. It's really, really a tough one. We're going to peel up just to add back to the Glow 10. We'll see if he has ways of resting and clearing this, but at worst, we've just plus 10k in hand. That's pretty much the best case scenario. I think we just pass, honestly. We force him to rest our card so that we don't have the combo power. Obviously, we know he runs Crusher Ball, so there is that potential. There's also this card as well. I don't think there's many more. But we could potentially force an all-in scenario here from him, where he puts us at 2 life and then he just full sends on the Frieza. And obviously we have, what, 15, 30, 45, 65. I still don't think we have enough. We would need to draw 3 10ks off of these. We're going to take this 1. We're going to see what we end up with. It's a 5. Still not great. What I kind of want him to do is spend his energy. I don't want him to leave all that energy open, because if we combo out of his all-in here, so I think if we combo out of that all-in, he still has 6 energy to play with. So I don't think we risk going below that. So we're just going to combo the Pilaf. It gets us out the attack. I know that we've over-comboed when we had a 5k, but there is the potential of him removing one or both of these, or at least resting them. I think now we give him the 5. So he's locked up with Ginyu's for the turn. Sorbet's going to dig a little bit more. Because what we want is for him to just use battle cards. I think we take, honestly. It puts us at 1. And I think he might risk an all-in. But he does have a lot of energy still open, so this could be a lot of attacks, but we're going to take. I think our only way to win this match is bait. I mean, that's a dead card, unfortunately. We have 2 supers now. But the only way I think that we can win this match is just through bait. I think we have to draw out... Okay, that's a painful one. So it would be, let's say, 1 supernova, so 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 110 is the max you can get, right? We have 60, 105, 115, plus whatever draw. So if he all-ins here, I think we win. Because we can Goku Black on the next turn. And to be fair, we still have terrible choices to pick from. Okay, so he's only going 40. That's a strange one. Why? Oh, okay. I'm kind of surprised by that. I don't know why you wouldn't all in there. If you're gonna tap 4 and play this, you have to all in. I don't really get that. So I think we have to look to clear his board. See, the issue with the Goku Black route, right, is that we're going to have to tap out. We do have a Trunks so that we can play that from hand and just return his 5-drop, but still not the safe play because we then tap out and we can't use these. I would have really liked him to all in there. That's annoying. He's just going to eke us down with all of this. And I think, yeah, this is a rough one. I don't think we do this. I don't think we Goku Black at any point here. I would love to, don't get me wrong, but we have the 3 energy. We can send that back to hand. And that would just commit his entire turn next turn, more or less. I don't think we look to win this here. I think we just try and control this board a bit. So what do we have in drop-wise? Again, we still have a Goten. We're going to attack first. I think we just go face here. Okay, so we draw pretty much a dead card. I'd have loved to have drawn into one of my 5-drops there, for sure. We're just going to have to... I mean, these draws haven't been very helpful, honestly. He should look to protect us, right? If I'm him and I see my opponent's on 1 life, If I'm getting the value of 1 card from hand to protect this, I protect it all day long. Now, here's the question though. Do we send this back instead of this? Because the double strike doesn't matter, but this is a 40k. I think we send this back because he has to tap 5 to re-establish, which pretty much ends his turn. Whereas if he taps 4, he can still even tap 2 for Ginyu or tap 2 for any other battle card. So I think we do that. So send that back to hand. We need to keep the 2 open energy, unfortunately, because we need to keep them open for this. So we know that he's only got 4 potential combo cards because 1's dead, we know that. Maybe instead of attacking face with leader here, we should have attacked into one of these. That might have been the better play. Okay, that's good for us. We need the 2 open, so we are just going to have to pass. Now, the curious thing for him, right, is that he has the energy to replay that 35k. So he could full send on this 40k. Yeah, we're just going to have to give him a 10 here. The likelihood is we're going to have to just give him 10s for both of these 20ks. But he could full send on this and still have a 35k behind, which is what's worrying me. He has skipped charge, which is kind of smart. There's no reason for him not to. We'll just go Pilaf again. Because had we Pilafed and grabbed back the other Pilaf, let's say, right? We still only have 2. We'd still only have 1 energy. And we've got 2 Gallic Guns. Now, Gallic Gun gives us the benefit of a draw 2 as well. So there's a potential for another super, but there's also potential for the 10k combos. There's also potential for us to blank and just draw into like our 5 drops, for example, and we just end up with nothing. But it's a risk you have to take. I think that this is where the game's probably going to be decided, is to see how heavily he can combo into this card. Realistically, he should go heavy. He really should go heavy. Actually, maybe not. If I'm him, I would maybe swing 40 here. Because you guarantee a super +1 every time that attacks, right? And based on our hand, which I know he doesn't have access to, but based on our hand here, right, our smartest play is just to use both Gallic Guns, rather than the 2 super combos. It depends if he all-ins here. And if he does all-in, and he still has the energy open, I think we lose. We need to keep a super combo in hand at minimum. Yeah, see, this is quite a smart play, I think, from him. Okay, so we draw 10. And I think we just do that. Okay, so we're out with this one. Sorbet, okay, just back to 5. So at minimum, this 35k is going to be 40, at minimum. Now the good thing is that he's full committed and we don't have to worry about supernovas now. So we have, I mean, he's going to be 40, right, so 35, so 40, let's say 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Yeah, we don't have enough. And that's if they're all 10ks. So we'd be 75 with this. And we would need a god draw for this. I don't even think it would matter. I think if all of them are 10Ks, we just lose. God, they're all 10Ks, apart from one. Oh, so what is that? So that's 85K, isn't it? I think that is game. So it would be 60, 75, and then even we literally need a super combo for this. If we don't draw a super, we lose. So that's 80K. Yeah, that was had we even drawn a 10K there, it wouldn't have mattered. He played that well. That swinging for 40K with this was definitely the right choice. That was unfortunate though. We didn't draw into any 5 drops. We had the difficult decision in the last turn of Goku blacking, but it really, I don't think it would have changed the course of the game at all. But that's unfortunate. I think Frieza's ability to just put on pressure on those later turns just far outweighs us. Oh, we got notice of maintenance. Is this now? No, April 4th. Cool. Right, so let's go over the list. I'll show you what we're currently working with. I think it's probably the same from the last Vegeta deck profile I did. But yeah, I'm not going to go over all the cards individually. You probably all know what the cards do at this point. I do like the list, I do stand by it. I just think that I'm not the best blue player. I think that the list itself, if you're good enough with it, will 100% win you matches, and it'll win you a lot of them. Vegeta, funnily enough, I think in my last 5 or 6 games with Vegeta, that was my first loss there. Apart from the disconnect losses which I was given, but I'm not counting them. But I've played about 5 or 6 games with this deck, with this current build, and that was my first loss with the deck, so there may be room to change a few things. It's just, again, I think if you don't draw the way you need to draw, unfortunately, it sucks. You just kind of get a bit hurt, but it is what it is. It's a great deck, though, and 100% still stand by. Leader is arguably tier 1. Maybe not like Z tier, but I mean like, you know, the tier below, so it would be tier 1 for that. But guys, if you like the video, obviously both videos today were blue. I hope you enjoyed both of them. I hope you guys learned something. If not, I'm just glad you're here. But thank you very much for all the support recently, guys. I can't thank you all enough for it. It's been incredible. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.